Hello and welcome to Junior Achievements Virtual Speaker Series. Today we're going to be talking about careers within the US Armed Forces, and I'm very pleased to be welcomed by Chief Warrant Officer 3 McDonald. Chief McDonald, how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's early in the morning, but you're an early riser, I understand.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's talk about first, once you had completed your high school diploma, what were your next steps? What did you do?
After completing my high school diploma, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I had a family member that was in the military. And that opportunity was presented to me. So I decided to start off on that.
And why did you choose the US Army?
Only my family member was in the same service. And I felt that since they liked it and they were comfortable with it, that it would be a fair suit for myself.
Okay. Now, did you plan to make this a career, or did you just enlist for 4-6 years, or was it a career move?
The plan was to get my degree, my education, and learn some kind of skill set in a job. So only 4 years. That developed into a career over time, just because the way that the market was and the enjoyment that I was getting out of the Army, the opportunities that it provides, not most organizations can provide. So I decided to stay.
Okay, and you talk about education. Can you talk a little bit about your education while you're in the first stages of the Army?
So when I first came in, my goal, at least within the first 4 years, was my associate's degree. That can be a little bit challenging in the military, because you're physically demanded to be certain locations and you can't always physically attend school. But with today's technology, online schooling is available. So I progressed from my associates, and at this point, I now have my master's degree.
Okay, and what position do you actually hold now? What does Chief Warrant Officer 3 mean?
So, the whole idea of a warrant officer in the Army is someone who specializes in a specific area. So, what that means is, if you look at a hospital has a lot of doctors. Everyone is a doctor, but each of those doctors specialize in specific areas. If it's your heart, you're going to go to a heart surgeon. If you're even based off of the age, whether it's children or adults. So that's what a warrant officer is in the Army. Almost every single job in the Army has a warrant officer, and it's someone who's specifies in that one specific area. So for myself, I do information technology, basically IT. In my realm, there are multiple facets for warrants. The one that I specialize in information technology is help desk support, which is more comparable that people understand for what you would call for your printer, your computer, any kind of services you as a customer would call the person that you're talking to that would help you for customer support. I'm the person that would run that desk. So I wouldn't be the person answering the phone, but the supervisor that runs that service for you, that's what I would do for the Army.
Okay, so what does a normal day look like for you then?
A normal day, I would want to say that no day in the Army is a normal day. Um, I know a lot of people say, hey, it's just a 9 to 5, but I can be doing anything from regular help desk support to traveling, TDY to different locations, providing comm support on the move, um, building out virtual servers. I've done everything from regular help desk support to computer programming to virtual servers, and now even to cloud computing. So I mean, you name it. Um, anything is possible on a quote unquote normal day in the Army. And at the end of the day, the Army doesn't look at keeping you within a left and right limit. It's all about mission success. So basically, whatever is thrown at you, that's what we're shooting to obtain.
Okay, and you mentioned that you specialize in technology, but are you still deployed with your unit? Do you go with them?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm not currently deployed. We recently just got back, I want to say a month from now. So we got back towards the end of July. And we've been gone for 9 months, starting 2019 October.
Okay, okay. So what is the favorite thing about what you do, Chief McDonald?
Honestly, the favorite thing that I do is why I chose this job is customer support. I love working with people. As I said, there's other facets in IT that warrants serving. One of them is the network defense, right? Another one is security, but I specifically chose my lane because it's the one that interacts with the customer directly on a one-on-one basis. And I like being able to go to people, seeing what their issue is, and then giving them, providing them a resolution. So I that would have to be on a regular basis. And that's also the reason why I like the Army. The Army is very, unlike the world today where people have social media and things of that nature, the Army is still very much one-on-one, interacting directly physically with people, and I like that.
Okay. And now if we had some students listening who were interested in this career pathway, whether it was technology or it was the US Army, what advice would you give to them now?
The main advice I would do, and I'm speaking of this from hindsight, meaning that I didn't start off like this. But what I would do now, knowing more now than I did then, I would say have a plan, have a at least 5-year plan. And the reason I say that is because your employer, whether it be IT, the Army, or even in the civilian world, your employer already has a plan for you. So you need to have a plan for you. I came into the Army and kind of just coasted. So whatever came at me, came at me. I didn't really have a goal. But over time, I learned the importance of that, and I was able to reassess that every year. So no matter what, I was always looking 5 years out, and I was able to readjust. So that's what I would say. You know, regardless of what career you go into, IT is a great one, especially even with COVID. As you can see, the IT demand has gone up now. So that's even, you know, it's a really good career field. But regardless of what you want to do in life, I would say have some kind of plan for yourself, rather than just kind of going with the flow.
Well, that's great advice. I totally agree. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure meeting you, Chief McDonald, and good luck wherever you go.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, and thank you for your service.
Yes, ma'am.